Previously on Dirt Nights.
Swap motors today.
Hunter Marriott is on the move.
Won the track championship here last year, so
Checkered flag will fly. Corey Drips will win it.
The Dirt Nights are in Minot, North Dakota for night number 2 of the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour. And so far, it's been a near-perfect evening for the Dirt Nights teams.
Checkered flag will fly for Hunter Marriott. He'll see the checkered flag. Your winner, Jason Walla. Down the front straightaway, checkered flag will fly for the 1ST of Johnny Scott. Checkered flag will fly. Corey Drips will win it.
4 of the Dirt Nights cars are in the redraw tonight, so it definitely should be exciting, especially with Drips on the front row.
4 heat wins means we'll have 4 Dirt Nights starting in the first 5 rows of the feature. It also means the guys are obviously getting around Nodak Speedway pretty well. But for a Dirt Night, good enough is never good enough.
you know, one thing I was thinking about doing is raising that lower on the frame. The left lower on the frame, and then putting the right front upper
Down?
back in the, the anti-dive hole there.
I don't think you're gonna need that because it's gonna be on the ocean.
Well, I'm just saying, it's gonna give us traction. As soon as you're qualified, your mindset goes from, getting into the feature, obviously, you're already in. Once you're in, you start thinking about what are we gonna do to win? And, what changes and what kind of racetrack are we gonna have? And you start preparing for that. You really try and break down how your car reacted during the heat race and try and find the weak spots and improve on your car. In the heat race, I felt like I tried tight across the center and the car just wasn't working quite right. We added stagger to the car, and I think that was about the only change we really made for the feature. If you look at your tire, you take a tape measure, wrap it all the way around the tire, and say, just for round numbers purposes, your right rear tire is 83 inches all the way around, and your left rear tire is 81 inches all the way around. You'll have 2 inches of stagger. Well, the larger the difference between the two, the bigger your right rear is, smaller the left rear, the easier your car will turn, pretty much anywhere on the track.
I could drive in there fast into 3, but I had to drive it straight because if I tried going in there and stick the right rear, it's like a board. When you got a stiff spring, if you break it once, it takes so long to get it back. When you feel it in the seat, you better start chasing it, because if not, it's not going to get any better. An old guy once told me, if you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. So if you want to be the best and try to stay in the front, you got to change with your car. We're going to be looking for some traction. I don't know if I'm going to do it, how I'm doing it, but I think probably right front shock maybe. I don't want to put the left lower bar down on the cage because, no. We changed a little bit on the right rear, little indexing and stuff like that, but we changed actually quite a few things. The right front shock, and let it come off the right front a little bit more at a different speed, and took some left rear weight out of the car, and just trying to make sure we had elevation and got around the racetrack pretty good.
So with the feature just around the corner, the Knights are looking for the secret to speed. And the drivers and crews are working like well-oiled machines.
If you're smarter than the tire, it helps. You're doing them both at once.
No, I'm not. It's just because it's bent over. Look it. See?
There. You're doing good there. Right there.
You want to do it?
Nope.
Okay, then shut it.
I'm like a teacher. Ta-da.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
It's green flag time at Nodak Speedway when Dirt Nights return. The Dirt Knights is brought to you by the International Motor Contest Association, Bilstein Shocks, Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Precision Performance, and by 49 Designs, professional custom graphics. We're closing in on feature time at Nodak Speedway in Minot, North Dakota, and stop number 2 of the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour. The Dirt Knights teams have kept a close eye on track conditions and made their adjustments. Pre-feature tensions are high, but if these guys know anything, it's how to keep things light.
You know what they say, if you can't win from the front row, you can't win.
Oh, they say that?
I don't know. I say that. No pressure or anything.
No pressure. All I can say is I'm going to make it really difficult. I am a frickin' water spider out there. You just never know.
This is years of practice.
Yeah.
You must have never seen anybody turn left as quick as and right at the same time.
And then when I get done, after I wipe you out, you come down here to chew my ass. I'm like, well, what number are you? Were you in my race?
You have to be more specific.
Right.
Here's a look at where the Dirt Knights will start. Cody Bauman had to use a provisional, so he'll start at the back of the pack in 30th. Jason Walla will start on the outside of row 5. Johnny Scott starts on the inside of row 3. The 62 of Hunter Marriott will be right in front of the 1ST in row 2, and Corey Drips will start on the outside of the front row, right next to this week's Speedway Illustrated up-to-speed driver, Billy the Kid Kendall from Baxter, Minnesota, in the Supreme Counters sponsored number 9. We've got 30 cars on the track and 30 laps is the distance. Let's join Larry McFall and Lindsey Lawson with the call.
William Kendall sets the pace. Let's go modified A-Main Racing.
Down low for the first corner. It's Hunter Marriott. Marriott jumps down to the inside, challenges Billy Kendall for the lead already. And Marriott leads lap number 1.
Lots of contact all the way through the back of the field. 30 cars on the track as they head down the back straightaway. And the defending champion, Hunter Marriott, has grabbed the lead, and he'll bring it past the grandstand.
Billy Kendall firing back on the outside. Kendall out of Baxter, Minnesota, driving that white number 9. He charges back into the lead, running the high groove. Hunter Marriott content to be down on the bottom. The momentum should carry the 9 machine past and into the lead. 3 laps in the book.
Contact, Aaron Turnbull almost got sideways as him and Corey Drips ran into each other under the flag stand. But everybody survives and soldiers on. Billy Kendall past the grandstand. Hunter Marriott, Johnny Scott, Aaron Turnbull, and Ricky Thornton.
Turnbull, as we predicted, running up on the high groove. He sits in 4th. Ricky Thornton Jr. down low in the 20 RT. Side by side up front, Kendall with the edge as they cross the line. Johnny Scott hangs on to the 3rd position. 4th, Aaron Turnbull. 5th, Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes the dark horse, Aaron Turnbull, challenging for that 5th position, and he's got it.
Travis Hagan at 6th, Corey Drips at 7th, the Big Show, Jason Waller running 8th. Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to get back past Travis Hagan again. Down the back straightaway, they go. Thornton's in the 5th.
Well, it's a battle up front, the high groove versus the low groove. And Billy Kendall continues to show that the high groove is still the way to go. Hunter Marriott looks like he's being very easy on the tires in the early going of this race.
We're back at Nodak Speedway in Minot, North Dakota, where Hunter Marriott is stalking the leader in the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour Night 2 feature.
And Billy Kendall continues to show that the high groove is still the way to go. Hunter Marriott looks like he's being very easy on the tires in the early going of this race.
I was running into the corner a little too hard, and it kind of hurt me on my exit, put me in a bad spot.
The battle out front, though, continues. Billy Kendall and Hunter Marriott still going at it. Lap traffic not too far away now.
The leader started to slow up just a little bit, and I raised my entry up and came across the racetrack just a little bit. And once I got the lead, I knew I was pretty comfortable, and I just stayed focused the whole race.
High groove. Hunter Marriott looks like he's going so much slower around the bottom. But now Marriott with a slight advantage in the 62 down into turn number 3. Johnny Scott several car lengths back in third. Aaron Turnbull in fourth. It's the 5th place being contested. Ricky Thornton Jr. and Travis Hagan side by side for 5th. Then it's Corey Drift, Joel Rust, and Jason Walla.
The Big Show trying to make things work up high as well. Trying to get that momentum and trying to run down the leader. A lot of work left to do for the Big Show. And Marriott now opening up a sizable lead over Kendall. And he's now running up on the 37 car, which will be the first lap car. Excuse me, it's the Travis Ulmer machine that's going to be under heavy attack. And Marriott gets down on the inside of Ulmer and will begin to drive away.
Marriott keeps that car, all the wheels pretty much going straight ahead, thus taking it easy on those tires. He knows there's a lot to go. We're not even halfway. Hunter Marriott starting to stretch out that lead. But Billy Kendall hanging on to second at the 9. Then it's Johnny Scott, Aaron Turnbull, Ricky Thornton Jr., Travis Hagan, and Joel Rust, the 26J.
Hunter Marriott 65.4 last time around.
Well, Hunter Marriott now, as you mentioned, the first one into lap traffic. The next one, Mason Big Eagle. Marriott down on the inside, easily gets by Big Eagle. Charges down to a gaggle of cars waiting for him down at turns 3 and 4.
He's going to be slowed up for a while, but there's nobody close to chase him. Kendall's way back. There he comes across in second. Johnny Scott third, Turnbull fourth. Ricky Thornton's in the top 5.
Well, even Kendall has taken his car down to the bottom of the racetrack looking for some traction. Here comes Marriott past the flag stand once again. Just 13 laps to go for Hunter Marriott.
He's sending a message tonight. Struggled a little bit last night as Spencer Wilson got the win. But Hunter Marriott saying, hey, I'm not the defending champion for nothing. He takes the 62 machine into corner number 1. 12 laps to go. Kendall still at second. There's Marriott past the flag stand. There comes Kendall. Then it's Johnny Scott, Turnbull, Thornton.
And once again, the 26J of Joel Rust. Ricky Thornton Jr. methodically picking off these lap cars, has hardly had to slow down, but now things are getting really busy. 10 laps remain. And we have gone, I hate to say it, green all the way from the drop of the green.
The Dirt Nights is brought to you by Jones Racing Products, VP Heartland Fuel, Bulldog Rear Ends, Tire Demon, Superior Fuel Cells, and by Speedway Illustrated.
Kendall still way back in that 9 machine in second place. Marriott seems to not be slowed down at all by the lap traffic. Now he's coming up on last night's winner, Spencer Wilson.
Once again, the tale of 2 nights of racing. One night you're leading, the next night you're getting lapped. It is just that easy to miss the setup a little bit. And now Marriott slicing through traffic and continues to pick off cars.
Kendall's in the second place spot. Believe Scott now is second, I believe. Kendall third, Turnbull fourth, Ricky Thornton still fifth. Joel Rust follows him, then it's Corey Bribs, Cody Schultz, Travis Hagan, and Jason Wallace in the top 10. Marriott still slicing through all that lap traffic as he takes it down into quarter 1. Johnny Scott running second. Kendall is still third. Aaron Turnbull trying to find a way around him. There goes Aaron Turnbull. Down on the inside of Kendall, he's got him. Aaron Turnbull and Ricky Thornton both driving past Kendall. And once again, searching for the leader, Hunter Marriott. He's down the back straightaway. The huge lead, a half a track lead on Johnny Scott. Aaron Turnbull and Ricky Thornton as Marlon Seidler's been lapped by Hunter Marriott. How often do you get to say that? That Marlon Seidler's been lapped. Johnny Scott, he's down low in quarter 2, headed down the back. Then it's the white 21 of Turnbull. Then it's Kendall. And there's the white flags already been displayed for Marriott. Just complete domination by the defending champ. Out of corner number 4, and Hunter Marriott's gonna win it. There comes Johnny Scott in second. Ricky Thornton drives up to third.
Johnny Scott was on the move but ran out of laps as Hunter Marriott completes a near flawless run at Nodak Speedway.
Let's hear it, Hunter Marriott.
It's tough to win these races just because of the amount of cars that are here. It's a good feeling, you know. Coming up here, you don't even know if you're gonna win, make shows. You don't know. You just do the best you can, and tonight we prevailed on that and got it done. We got a pretty good balance right now. Just got to make the right decision at the right time. Had a good night tonight. Hopefully we draw a little bit better tomorrow and make it a little bit easier.
Oh, we had definitely a good run. We started 5th tonight and got up there to 2nd. And time I got up there, Hunter was already gone, but he had the best car tonight for sure. We're getting closer. We just gotta keep working on it and just get a little faster. But we're going to another new track tomorrow, so we'll just keep working on this thing, and hopefully we can get her up to the. We got one. We had a 3rd, a 2nd, and all we got to do now is win it. So.
But not all the Dirt Knights are satisfied with tonight's feature. Jason Wallace started 10th and finished 10th. Not the kind of performance the Big Show expects.
The car kept getting tight, and then I didn't realize it was laying rubber on the bottom, and that line took off and got passed by a few cars, and went down there and tried it, and sure enough, there's tons of grip. Just we were there too late. Everybody else that really mattered was already down there and moving. It's tough when you go from being able to beat these local guys to you got all these heavy hitters coming.
Got to run better. It's got to run better.
After having to use a provisional to start in the last row, Cody Bauman spent most of the feature stuck in the back of the pack and left the Bash Brothers team with more questions than answers.
This thing is weird. It either is good early or it takes forever to come in, and then I'm way behind. I wonder if that right front tire is just so old that it doesn't dig until it gets hot enough.
There's even more frustration in the 31 camp. From a front row start, Drips fell back to 7th. Incredibly, for the second straight night, the motor appears to be the culprit.
On the warm-up lap after I handed the flag off, it just didn't feel right, like it just really on the chip. And we took off and I just didn't have no straightaway speed. I don't know if it stuck a lifter or what the deal is. It's got a good ticking noise to it, so we'll take it apart in the morning. We'll take apart what we can take apart in the morning, and hopefully it's not something major. Maybe a rocker arm fell off or something. We didn't check that today, and so hopefully it's something minor we can get back after.
Next time on Dirt Nights, after a quick stopover at the home base of the big show, the guys head north of the border, but not everybody will make the trip, and those that do will have more to worry about than a fast car.
Still got a tornado watch on or no?
That's all next time on Dirt Nights.